But you guys, like, I held a human heart. Like, I literally had a heart in my hand. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Shay Michelle, and I'm so happy that you are joining me today. On Monday, I woke up crazy early at 5:30 a.m. so I forgot to do my intro, so it's a little bit late, but we're just gonna dive in because this week was amazing. I held a human heart, and lungs, but the heart is, you know, more fun. And I had lectures, and I'm going on a trip, and there was just so much that happened. And I show you guys my notes because I do, like, I don't know, I think my notes are cool. So I'm gonna show you guys all of that. So make sure you stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's 5:57 right now. And of course I have to get, you know, the time recorded before 6 o'clock hit. But basically, I'm just gonna dive into what's going on, you guys, because it's crazy. I had to pull up my laptop because I'm trying to give y'all all of the information. I woke up this morning at 5:30. That's the first question here, okay? And why did I wake up at 5:30? I have a ton of New Year's goals that I want to do. And so one of my goals is I'm going to shoot to wake up at 5:30 every morning because I'm just a lot more productive in the mornings because there's no distractions. I can work uninterrupted. And so now on that wave, what are we doing this morning? This morning, we are about to plan our days because due to the new COVID surges, surge in COVID cases, basically, our schedule has changed a decent amount. Instead of having lectures in the morning on anatomy days, which are Monday and Wednesday, that's been cut. We don't have a lecture those days. But I'm kind of scared because I'm like, we're going to do these lectures. So I'm like, when are we doing these lectures? Basically, today is Monday and we have anatomy. That's why you're probably like, why does she have scrubs on? I have scrubs on because that's what we wear to the anatomy lab. We wear scrubs because you don't want to wear your outside clothes or like clothes you just wear every day inside with the cadavers and everything. So we wear our scrubs, and then what me and my roommate do is as soon as we walk out the anatomy lab, we put them in the wash and wash them. Just because, you know, you kind of leave with a smell like the formaldehyde because it's so strong because they have to, like, you know, disinfect the bodies, everything like that. And so it's the smell, you know, you just don't want that smell anywhere but the anatomy lab. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Now, let's just get into exactly what I'm doing in this very moment. So it's now 6:06 because I've been trying to record this vlog for a while and I've been very just out of it. And so what I'm doing this morning is I'm about to go through my anatomy dissection guide. And so in my dissection guide, today we're dissecting the pleura, lungs, and superior mediastinum. And so I like to look at the dissection videos just to also get an idea because, like, yeah, I can read in writing what I'm gonna do, but in all honesty, I don't even know half of these words yet. So it's like, you know, I can only understand so much what I'm doing when, like, I don't understand these words. It's 1:42 and I'm about to go and pick up my groceries. You know, I have to Amazon Fresh, and then I'm going to give you guys the tea on anatomy. Okay. Let me give you guys the tea on anatomy. So just like I told you before, sorry, I have all the groceries out because I didn't want to make noise with the bag, so I'm just gonna like put them away. But basically, actually I'm not even gonna put them away. But basically in anatomy, what we actually ended up doing is we just like literally cut through the ribs and like completely removed the rib cage of like our cadaver, and then we completely removed the lungs, okay? And so I was in the lab, I kind of want to be a surgeon, so I was in the anatomy lab and I was like, whatever happens, I'm taking out one of the lungs. I was like, because we're in groups of 6 in anatomy, and yeah, those are the people we literally dissect the body with. And so just to give you guys a feel for the layout, in the anatomy lab, you're with your group of 6 and you're around one cadaver, which is on like the whole steel like platform bed, I don't know. And then at the end of it is like this stand where we have our anatomy book. And it's just an atlas, it's not like the dissection guide. And then right next to it is a laptop screen. It's like a nice, like huge, it's not even a laptop, like a huge desktop screen. I don't know how big it is. And it has all of the like all of our files. So we can open our dissection guide, we can open the dissection videos, because we're also offer videos. And so honestly, via my group, we didn't really read the dissection guide. We just watched the videos, because the thing is, in the dissection guide, they have all of these words for body parts that we don't know yet. So it's like, okay, obviously I'm about to use super simple words, because obviously I can't think of the words I don't know. But like, say it's like, oh, cut the aorta and, you know, remove, I don't know, the intercostal nerve, right? Like, if I don't know what these words mean, that means nothing to me. So we just watched the video like alongside doing it. And so again, like at the end of this, at the end of kind of like our person's head is then the screen, and then we're watching the video and we're dissecting. And so at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like, oh my gosh, I haven't been in the anatomy lab for a whole semester, basically at this point. And then if I'm being even more honest with you guys, I'm still in winter break mode. I barely reviewed for this anatomy lab. Usually, actually, I don't want to say usually I do anything, but sometimes I'll like review what's it called, the dissection guide, which I kind of told you guys I did this morning, but I kind of skimmed it and stuff like that. It didn't happen thoroughly. And so I went in there barely knowing anything, but luckily most of my group didn't really know anything, and that's why we watched the video. But we cut through the diaphragm and kind of saw the liver, and so our professor came over and was like, just no. So like, he like completely rerouted us, because he was like, you're in the abdomen and we're not dissecting the abdomen yet, that's next. And so we were like, oh, like, everyone put your scapulas down, or scalpels. Everyone put your scalpels down. And so that's honestly what kind of happened. But it worked out. And honestly, since I told you guys we're in the pods, like all we do is we just walk to other groups' tables and we're like, oh, what's that? But like, not in like a, oh, what's that? But like in a like, like ours doesn't look like that. But yeah, basically we had anatomy, and I also have anatomy on Wednesday, and I'll tell you guys all about that. And we're dissecting the heart on Wednesday, so please stay tuned for that, because I can't imagine dissecting the heart. After I put all my groceries up, I'm actually about to go to a cafe with one of the other girls in my anatomy group, and we're just gonna study. And so yeah, I will show you guys my anatomy notes. So I will see you guys in the cafe with my friend. Let's get straight into these notes. So it's 6:30 and I just got back from studying at a cafe with my friend, and basically, in all honesty, we spent the first hour just kind of overwhelmed looking at everything. But once we got it together and just looked at the material and realized a lot of it was just review from the last time we were anatomy, we finally got something done. Make sure you stay tuned, because basically you'll see how my notes develop throughout the week. And so this is kind of like the bare bone. I just tried to do my images, but tomorrow I will fill it in with like written notes and then kind of like go from there. And honestly, by Friday, these notes will be completely revamped. So let's look at it. We got the thorax and the renal system. That's literally what our anatomy lab was on. And so I told you I focused on like making my images. So here at the top, you can see like the lungs, and I wrote like review-ish, because we already went through the thoracic cavity and stuff like that, just the general like layers with all the intercostal like nerves and muscles and stuff like that. And so that's review. And so I definitely got a few notes to write there. At the bottom, the lungs, and so you're just drawing pictures, and literally I just like draw out everything we do. And so everything you see in my notes, I honestly like dissected and saw physically on the body. And so yeah, this is honestly all I did. And you're probably like, it took you hours to do that. It did. But you know what? What is it gonna do? I'm not gonna forget it. Even though it took me a while, I honestly have nothing else to do. So why not? I am just gonna hang out for the rest of the day, because it wasn't a crazy day. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, you guys. I'm starting a tad bit late. Honestly, it's 1:30 and I just ate breakfast, hence me sitting in my kitchen and not wanting to move. But nevertheless, it's been a long day. I actually woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I have just been working like until now, honestly. I just took a 30-ish minute break to eat my breakfast. I had to come out here because I have to tell you guys about my notes, because basically I've just been taking notes all day, and I'm gonna show you guys like my updated notes, but more importantly, I really want to show you guys my like lecture notes, my like more class notes and not my anatomy ones. Let's get into these notes. So basically we're back on the thorax and renal system, but I want to show you guys what they look like now because I worked on them early this morning. And so, you know, don't get mad at me because the first page isn't that much different. Actually, yeah, it is. So basically this is an updated first page. As you can see in the review section, I like actually added more review notes. I don't really think I did anything to the bottom, but more importantly, in the bottom section, I'm blurring out the actual images because we get images of like the actual body and like, I'm not posting that as a medical student. I don't know the rules and regulations. So that's blurred out, but that's all that is. That's just like actual pictures of a cadaver. And yeah, so you can see I've like added a lot more writing and kind of tried to actually dissect what is happening. But I'm actually more proud of my cardiovascular notes, like lecture notes. So you guys can see all of this. So basically all I did this morning was I literally watched these Boards and Beyond videos all morning. As you can see, they're kind of colorful. Usually what I do is when I go back, so this weekend when I go back to watch the actual class lectures, I'll probably write in a specific color that hasn't been used, just so that in my mind I'm like, oh, this was important information from my lecturer. So like, you know, just so I actually take the time to memorize it quickly. And I know some people do want me to go more in depth with my like study strategy. I am further solidifying that myself. So I have not made a video because I was like, what am I gonna make a video on? I don't know what I do. I switch my study strategy every like unit, every block. But I think I really am gonna make a video because all of my notes, they're not that far off. Like right now I'm going to some notes from our last section. And so here you can see, sorry, I'm kind of scrolling fast, but I just wanna go to the beginning, okay. But here my method for like bacteria and stuff was like making cheat sheets because there was so much that like had things that made them, you know, similar but different. So like you can see on this page that I'm showing you gram-positive bacilli. And so you can see all of these are gram-positive, but they have different, you know, things that make them a little different. That's what I mean when I say like my study strategy is a little different. But regardless, I'm a note taker. So regardless, I'm gonna take my note. But more importantly, I actually think I'm very soon going to make a video involving memorization because I think that's a huge thing in medical school, and that's something that like slowly but surely I think I'm like getting a lot better at using different techniques. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but video coming soon. I'm just gonna make my notes for tomorrow's anatomy core or anatomy lab because in all honesty, yesterday I was clueless. I was absolutely clueless in lab. And so people be like, oh my gosh, is this the vagus nerve? And I would just sit there and I'd be like, are you gonna answer that? On that note, I don't wanna be as clueless tomorrow. So I'm gonna make, you know, colorful notes. That was the first 6 hours of my day. And then next stop is a cafe or library, I don't know. We're both gonna be surprised, but I will see you guys there. Is it just me or am I the only person to faithfully forget about Zoom meetings or mix up the day? But yeah, that's been my last 10 minutes. But basically 6 o'clock, I just got back from the cafe with my roommate, and yeah, so honestly, I'm done for the day. I am calling it complete quits. I'm about to watch The Office or some other TV show and hang out. On that note, I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, you guys. It is about 9:50 in the morning and I'm currently walking to class and everyone is watching me do this vlog, but it's fine. But yeah, I'm a little late. I'm not gonna lie, today was a rough-ish morning, but we're beginning and I'm excited. So we're dissecting the heart and honestly, I'm like running to class. Well, I'm not really running, but I'm a little late and I will just update you guys afterwards. I literally just got out of anatomy lab. I'm walking up, so we wear a mask and we wear gloves. But you guys, like, I held a human heart. Like, I literally had a heart in my hand. My classmates have also came through the door. But side note, we dissected this heart and it was wild. In our group, one person in here is from my group. She was the star of the show. She was the star of the show. Let me tell you guys about anatomy. Okay, so basically today in anatomy, I physically like cut out a human heart and held it. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just incredibly mind blown right now. And I just feel so many emotions. I feel like so humbled and so thankful that so many people donate, you know, their bodies to science and medical students, because in the end, obviously, if people didn't, you know, donate themselves, then we would have nothing to dissect. And ultimately, this is such a big part of our learning. But I don't know, I just have so many, I'm just excited. Like, that just made me so excited to like, just one of the major is just the top organ of the body. I was holding it. I was the first person in my group to hold it. The moment it came out, I said, I want it, it's mine. And it was kind of funny because after we cut the heart out of the body, we like actually dissected the heart itself. And so we kind of like did it wrong in the beginning, common trends with my group. So the teacher came over and he just did it for us. It was chef's kiss, because now everyone comes to our table to look at the heart. That's what being popular in medical school is. Being popular in medical school means you have the best looking dissected heart. Basically for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna study a little bit, and then there's a group of us that's gonna go back to the anatomy lab after hours. But after dinner, I was telling some of my friends, probably like 8 p.m. we'll go back to the anatomy lab, and then from there just kind of like actually look back at the heart. And I have a special surprise because I have a spontaneous trip that is happening tomorrow that literally my friends and I decided to take yesterday. So it is now 2:40 p.m. and I'm just gonna spend the next chunk of time. Honestly, I doubt this will take me more than 2 hours, but I'm just gonna spend the next chunk of time going through my dissection guide for the dissection we did today, which was of the heart, and finishing my notes. And then I can show you guys what the updated notes look like. And then yeah, from there, I know I'm gonna go to the lab later, but we will see where the day takes us. I also wanted to tell you guys something cool I learned in anatomy. So basically, we dissected the heart, as what's been mentioned 102 times in this vlog. But more importantly, it was so interesting to see how the heart is situated in our body. If you guys know anything about the heart, like, you know, the left ventricle, the muscle's super thick because that's the area of the body that literally has to pump the blood out of our aorta that gets pumped to our entire body. So the muscle has to be huge because this blood literally has to travel to every other aspect of us, right? And so I don't know if it's just me, but like the way the heart is situated in the body, it's like the right ventricle, which is the one with the smaller muscle, is like more anteriorly or like facing forward, rather than the left ventricle, which is the strong one that's literally pumping the blood to the rest of our body, is kind of towards the back, like facing posteriorly. And so I just thought that was interesting. I don't know why, but I think because in a perfect world, you'd think that it was situated in a way that it was kind of like a 50-50, kind of like facing the front of you, but it's not. It is now 6:43 and so much has happened. Basically, everyone that I was gonna go to the lab with to do some extra studying, they all bailed on me, y'all, because in all honesty, everybody texted me, they were like, yeah, I didn't really study. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really study, but I wanted to go because I won't be able to go tomorrow. So what I did instead, is I've just been reviewing my notes, and I've been making some little flow chart-esque diagrams because you guys know I love them. So this is what I've been working on, just to kind of connect how, you know, all the different arteries from the aorta, all that stuff, just because, you know, I literally learned it today. So I just wanted to lay that all out just visually for me, because we all know I am the queen of visual learning. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. And in all honesty, I feel very alert, and I honestly kind of sat around for 3 hours. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get a head start on tomorrow's lectures and make all of my notes so I can kind of like watch them in peace. And then other than that, I'm just gonna hang out. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Thursday, everybody. Woo. Me and my friend Yasi are about to go to the cadaver lab. Finally, someone didn't bail on me because last night was a struggle, but we're just gonna review everything we learned the last 2 days. 2 more people are coming, and we'll see how this goes. I got my iPad, I got my gloves. We're ready to go, and we will tell you about it later. I just got out of the lab. I left a little bit earlier than my friends, but personally, I was just there to kind of like look at everything again physically and kind of look at some of the hearts. So I was able to look at 3 different hearts. So that was really good because, you know, everyone's heart looks a little different, and on the test, you never know what you're gonna get. So I did that, and I'm on my way back to my room because I want to get back for a clinical case discussion we're doing right now. Kind of started a few minutes ago, but it's not required. So I'm just gonna show a few minutes late, which is totally okay. But I want to tell you guys that I'm actually going to Mexico today for a spontaneous trip with my friends, and I'm staying until Sunday. And so I want to have a talk about kind of like balancing school and work and like life, because being in medical school is like an ongoing balance of, you know, when can I have fun, but when should I study? And so we're gonna talk about that, but we're gonna talk about it in Mexico. So I will see you guys there. I'm finally in Mexico, and this was like a fake background, but it's real. I'm gonna insert a clip, but we basically ended the night slash day with a little bit of studying, because basically I wanted to get in the conversation of work-life balance. You know, yes, we're in Mexico, but you have to do studying because at the end of the day, we're medical students. And so one of the biggest things I feel like I've learned since being in medical school is that like you always have a test, you know, but like life experiences, especially at this age, I just turned 23, are like kind of now or never in my mind, just because I think, you know, the older you get, the more busy you get. With that in mind, I feel like one of the biggest things I've learned is just like when experiences come in different activities, you just have to kind of go and just see where it takes you, and then you have to figure out that balance of like going but studying. So kind of going on this trip with other medical students has been the most optimal situation because we all have to study. So yeah, it's like Friday morning. So basically I'm kind of going to end my vlog with this just because we came here, we did a little studying this morning again, and we're just going to have fun. So again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But don't forget, you know, no matter what, even if you're not med school, if you're pre-med, or if you're just interested, I say my #1 thing is like, always remember, you know, yes, we study for school, but like work hard, play hard, you know, you gotta have fun. And so yeah, I would say like try to surround yourself with a group of people that have the same mentality, and then it'll never be a moment where you feel like you can't go out because you're going out with people who have the same goals and also need to study, so you don't feel bad for studying. But yeah, on that note, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I get really nervous vlogging in front of people. I just feel so awkward. So, you know, maybe one day I'll get over that. But on the other end,